Imhotep, who was an African pharaoh, and he was also what is referred to as a multi-genius, philosopher, poet, doctor, engineer, architect, divine healer, and also was called the first Christ. Right? Now, the Greeks who studied medicine in Egypt, they renamed Imhotep Aesculapius, meaning the African god of medicine. Right? And remember, Imhotep lived long before Hippocrates was born and the Christian era. So, what I'm trying to tell you, if you know these kind of things, you will be more confident, you will feel more emancipated. You will not feel that you are not worth anything. So that's why I told you that the history is incomplete in school. Because this type of information and a lot more will give people a boost. Because if you're feeling down, if you're feeling you are nobody, and you hear that what my people had such prominence, it will give you confidence. You'll feel more emancipated, you'll feel more liberated, you'll feel more positive in terms of achieving. Because if my ancestors achieved so much, well then I can achieve too. Alright? So here another statement from Imhotep. Remember, one of the terms they refer to him is as the first Christ. Now, I'm not telling you not to believe in Jesus Christ. Don't get me wrong. But here's the statement of Imhotep. Turn thy face toward me, Lord, Imhotep. It is thou who dost work miracles and who are beneficent in all thy deeds. And this was a prayer written on the face of the Serapeum at Memphis in Egypt. And most importantly, Imhotep lived in the 3rd dynasty, 3,000 years before the Christian era. There's some in real scripture and religious that statement. So it was long before the Christian era that you had this kind of philosophy in existence. Imhotep was also responsible for the construction of the world's first stone building called the Step Pyramid of Saqqara. It was 30 feet high, 900 feet by 1,785 feet in length. Alright? I'm just highlighting these examples to let you know that your ancestors didn't only fight to liberate themselves in slavery, but they came from a very great civilization that were doing wonderful things. Alright? So Pythagoras, which we study in mathematics in school, theorem, he studied mathematics in Egypt. The same course I tell you that I teach, they refer to a philosopher by the name of Thales from the Mediterranean, who studied geometry in Egypt. And there was a lot of geometry and mathematics involved in the construction of the pyramids. The concept of pi existed since then, and they used even that time, long before. They're giving the Greeks everything, because if you don't know otherwise, you will always be quoting Plato and Aristotle and Socrates and Pythagoras, because this is what they wanted to believe. Socrates himself said, when you speak about philosophy, you are speaking about Egyptian philosophy, because this was the philosophy that they studied in the ancient mystery system in Egypt. Alright? So, I'm telling you this, and I hope it acts as a kind of inspiration to know that if your people were at that height, if your people were here first, don't ever feel last, don't ever feel lesser than, and know that you have to work even harder so that you can become better. You follow? The millions of lives that were lost mustn't be just a footnote in history. It must motivate you to claim your place and your space in the world today. Alright? So Brian Lara used his talent and he claimed his space in the world today. So anytime you hear the name Brian Lara, people all over the world could respond to that name because he has made his presence felt. Alright? Kishan Walcott is making his presence felt in the world today. Usain Bolt, well, he hit the world by storm and they will remember him for a long, long, long time to come. Dr. Camille Allen, a Trinidadian NASA scientist, is impacting the world, and she was born right here in Trinidad So there are many people you could draw on in the past, in the present, and you are the future, and you have to make your mark in the world today to give emancipation the fullness of the meaning that it should really carry. All right? Another pharaoh that perhaps some of you may not know about was a guy called Akhenaten. You ever heard the name before? Pharaoh Akhenaten? This pharaoh lived for only 29 years. All right? However, he had an impact on the world that was tremendous. He was referred to as the father of religious thought and philosophy. Right? And during the 5th or possibly the 6th year of his reign, when he was only 17 or 18 age, he changed the course of Egypt's religious tradition, where he reinforced the African doctrine that their deities or gods were manifestation of a supreme being. And you all believe in a supreme being? Imhotep has been given the credit of the concept of the Trinity. Anybody here Roman Catholic?
Was.
Was. Well, the Trinity concept. What is the Trinity concept?
Three persons in one.
Imhotep, Akhenaten, Pharaoh Akhenaten of antiquity, at the age of 17 or 18, conceptualized the Trinity concept, right? One God, he believed, should be the object of human devotion, right? He lived during the 14th century BC, before Christ. 14th century BC. You have never read that in a history book, but these are the kind of facts of history, if you know, should inspire you as you stand on solid ground. If you're building a house, what is the most important part of the house? The foundation. So this type of information must be a foundation upon which you could stand. And if you stand on such a foundation, and you align your blocks and you put up the roof properly, you will be in a strong house. This is what we want to be in, a strong house. But we need to have the ingredients so that we know we stand in a strong house. Right? So some historians concluded that he lived 3,000 years before his time. He was so visionary. Right? And he only lived for 29 years. Right? So they say life is not how long you live, but how well you live. Right? So if emancipation is to mean something to you, the time is now. The time is now, because the only time you have is now. And if tomorrow comes, you can build on what you did today. Right? So you need to act urgently in terms of your development. You need to act urgently in terms of helping others fulfill their potential. Because remember, we can't do it by ourselves. Right? The Egyptians had a concept which they call the collective genius. What do you think that meant? The collective genius. What do you think that statement meant? It meant that we all have experiences, we all have talents, and if we merge it, if we blend it, if we synchronize it, all of us will be better. I use that philosophy when I teach. I ask students a lot of questions because I'm trying to pull out what's in their head. And when you bring it together, you get a better experience, because you have plenty in your head. Young as you are, you have things in your head, the elders have things in their head. And you bring it out, you marry it together, and everybody could learn. So the collective genius is a concept we should embrace when we talk about emancipation. Everybody has a story to tell. About 2.5 weeks ago, I launched my book in Grenada, and I made a point in an interview that when governments looking for solutions, where do they look for it? They look to the university and the West Indies. They look to UTT. They look to USC. Right? But ordinary people, they don't look to them. But ordinary people, in many cases, have changed the course of history. C.L.R. James is a Trinidadian. You all ever heard the name? C.L.R. James became an internationally recognized intellectual. Activist, Pan-Africanist, socialist, recognized throughout the world. who never attended a university. People doing politics and sociology, studying C.L.R. James books. He taught Eric Williams at QRC. Right? He taught in universities, but he never attended one. Because he was a, what you call, native intellectual, voracious reader who developed himself. You follow? So, the point I was trying to make is that collective genius point, there is intelligence everywhere. And for the societies to be better, we need to hear the voices of even those who didn't go through academia. Because some of the most powerful people in the world, in terms of commerce, etc., they didn't attend any university yet. Right? So Richard Branson, the owner of Virgin Atlantic, right? He was a high school dropout. The principal told him, Richard, you'll either become a good businessman or a bandit. But he became the first one. World renowned. Own an island in Aruba, Bakari Island. Right? A billionaire businessman. After a long track in Trinidad, he never went to university. At the age of 28 years, he had already had 5 businesses in operation. So his sons and them went to university, and they're in the business now, and they will take over. Alright? So, the point I'm making, when you tap the collective genius, when you give everybody the chance to contribute to solutions, you'll already be on the pathway to emancipation. Because to develop the society, not only people in UE and USC and UTT, to develop Trinidad and Tobago, it's all of us. And we must all be given the opportunity to contribute to that development. And that will be along the pathway of emancipation. Alright? Alright, so Akhenaton, I think you understand the thing about Akhenaton. Right? Right. So what are the qualities of an emancipator? What do you think will make a person a living experience of being an emancipator? Right? So some people said in the beginning, they want to be free. You're not only being free from slavery, make you emancipated. You know? You have to make a difference, and to make the difference, you must have the confidence in your ability. So that's one of the qualities you must have. Confidence in your ability. Alright? And you must remember Les Brown's statements. Do not make what? What did I forget already? Do not make the negative opinion of others become your reality. Right? Don't coulda and shoulda. Believe in yourself. So that will be one feature or attribute of an emancipator. Right? You must be spiritually connected. What do I mean by that? What do I mean by being spiritually connected? Do you place greater authority in yourself or the spirit? A higher being. You follow? No. Some of us are mature, we have some young ones here. Sometimes things work out and it's not based on your ability. It is not based on things that you actually did, but it worked out. I mean, if you put it in context in terms of the spirit, you will say, it had to be the Holy Spirit. You all agree or disagree? So you have to tap into that and know that that is important. Right? And if you believe in God the Creator, God didn't make people who cannot contribute. God put talents in all of us. Alright? So that spiritual connectedness is to know that you can tap into that source, you can tap into the abilities that have been embedded in you to make the best of your talent to become a better person, to make Trinidad and Tobago better, to make the Caribbean better, to make the world better. So that when I talk about spiritual connectedness, we need to tap into that. We need to be authentic in what we do. We need to be sincere. Remember in the beginning I said to be emancipated, you must be against dishonesty. You must be sincere and honest in your intentions. Because when you're not sincere and honest in your intentions, what you're going to do? You're going to manipulate for your own benefit. And that will keep a lot of persons in bondage. And this is what a lot of people who are striving for political office are doing. They are keeping citizens in bondage by manipulating state resources for their own benefit. They are not necessarily the most sincere and honest. I'm not telling everybody it's like that, but we have enough occurrences to say that something ain't quite right. Alright? We must be prepared to work against evil in all its forms. So if we're talking about emancipation, an important attribute we must develop is to work against evil in all its forms. When there is evil, can people prosper? Can emancipation really be experienced? Yes, you're free from slavery, but people are perpetuating evil acts. The kind of crimes being committed, is that evil? Certainly. You follow? When a person who has a big mortgage to pay on a car, their house, etc., and you tell them in 2 months' time, you have to go. Right? There might be a mature person. Since Petrosian closed, several people have died, you know. Young and old, you know. In the 30s, 40s, have died. Stress, pressure. You follow? So I want you to think about these things. They must be historically oriented to your heritage. I'll give you some examples. You know, because remember, we are connected, but we have an heritage. And if you do not appreciate your heritage, if you are vexed with God for who you are, that is a problem. All right? You must be connected to your heritage. All right? You must have a transformed mindset. All right? Just pass my book for me a second. You must have a transformed mindset. What do I mean by that? So if you have information that you didn't know before, research it further, realize, well, look, man, I stand on a good foundation. And if I stand on a good foundation, it means to say I can also achieve at the highest level. All right? You must be a worker for a new society. And if this society in which we live in is not dismantled, this rat race will be endless. Right? See this rat race that we're in here? It will be endless. Where people are trampling upon people to get ahead, it means that the process of emancipation must continue. I want to read a piece from this book here to kind of encapsulate what is required of all of us at this point in time. If you want to achieve anything, how will you achieve it? If you want to achieve anything in life, what are some of the basic things you will do to achieve it? Eh? You've got to work hard. You've got to step up. So if you're not putting out enough, you have to put out more. You have to stay focused. You have to be committed. You have to have the right mindset. So I see the talk is reaching home now. All right? So listen to this here. Step up. Once you get up, you can step up. I want to hear you. Once you get up, you can. If you're something to you can step it up. You're sitting down. Once you get up, you can
Step up.
Every day you are wrong tongue, it's an opportunity to come on, Ode, no calypso. Let me go again. Every day you are wrong tongue, it's an opportunity to
Step up.
everything you do from the mundane to the celestial, you can
Step up.
step up for better health. Step up for wealth. Anybody believe in wealth here? One person answer. There is nothing wrong in becoming wealthy once you do it the right way. And it will help you to become a little more emancipated. You will have less financial worries. But do it the right way. Don't go and sell cocaine. Right? Don't go and rob nobody. Step up by working hard with a proper plan. Right? Step up and sweat, and you will surely not regret. Anybody that sweat here?
Too much.
Is exercise?
Yeah.
If not, start. Right? Because the food we eat is real bad food. You have to sweat to help get rid of the toxins. So if you really want to be emancipated physically from diseases, you have to sweat. Right? Step up when you fall down. Step up wherever you are with whatever you have. Step up before the race is over. Step up and make a claim for deserved fame and ensure that your life efforts are not in vain. So, you got to step up. All right? I trust that the presentation will have stirred you in some way, given you some perspectives. I try to be broad-based, I try to be focused, I try to be broad-based to make you really think of emancipation, not just in a limited way, but show you how important it is and how it's really a continuing process. All right? So, this book, let me tell you a bit about it. It was written in 2016. Alright? It was printed in Florida, and I was fortunate to push it hard and sell out the first print. I reprinted it about a month ago, and I launched it in Grenada. I launched it in Grenada because my deceased father was from there. My mother was born in Ghana and grew up in Grenada. I have a lot of family. So I had a responsibility spiritually and as an educator to launch the second print in Grenada. I was also able to launch it in public library in Georgetown in 2016. A very successful launch. Right? And in October I'm going to launch it in St. Lucia. So you right here at home, you must ensure that you get a copy of this book. It's a recession price of $100. Alright? So if you're prepared this afternoon, I will autograph it and you will have your copy. Alright? So I want to thank the library and my friend who made the arrangements for being here to do this presentation. And I trust it stir you to do some research. Alright? I can always refer you to certain books after I finish up here, but probably you could try to get, so you could do some studies on your own to get a better appreciation. Alright? But we have a responsibility to make Trinidad and Tobago better. It is not only the responsibility of political parties. As a matter of fact, I think we're giving them too much responsibilities and we neglecting our own responsibilities. So we can form NGOs, FBOs. It's hard work, but if we're really concerned about becoming better, we can do things. You can help 2 children in your community who may need help in remedial reading. Alright? You could form a football club, you could form a drama club. All that will help perhaps to contribute to them keeping on a positive path. So we need to step up, we need to continue the process of emancipation. I want to thank you for coming, and I will bring the presentation to the end at this point in time. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Very interesting. Thank you.
She want no video?
She want to be a camera too, right?
Thank you, Mr.
All right.
Bakari.